Okay, welcome along to Bangkok ChitChat. Of course, my pal here, Andrew, and I'm Andy. We're going to look at how to drive legally in Thailand, whether you have a motorbike or a car. We're going to look at just the road tax renewal, and we're going to look at how to apply for a driving license, because a lot of people don't know how to do it.
Yeah, and also we just previously we did another expose on.
We did. What did we do?
On the fines. Great, senior moment. On fines and things like that.
Oh yeah, points system on the license,
and then the traffic lights and things like that.
So
this is just a follow-on. Yeah?
We're going to tell you how to get a license to get points on.
Yeah, and also if you didn't, you should probably watch this one first, because you couldn't have been prosecuted or fined if you didn't have a license. So here you go.
Exactly. What comes around comes around. Right, now, if you have a motorbike or a car, each year you have to renew the registration tax and stickers and all that. In England now, you don't have a sticker anymore, road tax on the windscreen. It's all on your registration plate recognition. So when you're going through CCTV and all that, they'll flag you and send the flag to the police.
I think it's a great idea, because when I get my tax test for my car here,
yeah,
it keeps falling off the window.
Well, I told you to stick it like I did with sellotape.
I'm not going to sellotape around it.
Oh, it looks ugly.
Scotch tape, but yeah.
Scotch tape. And it won't look ugly. Look at the car it's on. All right.
Thanks very much.
Anyway, it's an easy process. Basically, if your car is more than 5 years old, you have to go through like what we call in England like an MOT. They call it the PRB. It's like you drive in. Where did you get your tax done?
I went to, you can go to the government.
The big one near Moorchit.
Yeah. I just went to one of the private ones. You pay a little bit extra to do it. So it's a bit. You see that sort of like a cog sign, a yellow cog sign with a blue background. Yeah. And there's a lot of them around, so you can go in and get it done there.
So if your car is under 5 years old, you don't have to do the first bit I'm going to talk about. So let's talk Moorchit, but I'm sure these other places have these. They have little garages all around. You'll see pictures of them behind me. It's called the PRB, which costs 645 baht. That includes the compulsory insurance.
Correct.
All right, and you drive up on a ramp, or they drive it up. You get out of the car, they get in, drive it forward, and they test the exhaust pipe for emissions, lights, and
brakes, and things.
That's the door opens. You know, it's fairly. I've seen some wrecks go in there, and they go through. Right, so once you've done that, and you've paid your money, and they give you a bottle of water and a T-shirt as well. I did.
Really?
I got a T-shirt and 2 bottles and a towel.
And you get it done at the same time. When you go to the private place, I had to come back 2 days later or something.
Oh, right, yeah. This is all in
my blue book.
And if you go to Moorchit and you get there early, like 8 o'clock, I think they open, or 8:30, this whole process took me under an hour. Of getting the car checked. Because once you've done that, you just drive around the corner and you go up to like toll booths. And there's a green light and the red light, obviously. And then when it's green, all the cars move forward. And you just give them the documentation, which is the book registration and the insurance from what you've got at the PRB. And then you give them money, they give you the disc, and you drive off. It's as simple as that. You don't need any passports or anything like that, because it's the car that's been registered.
I think you have to take your driving license. So what documents you have
I
to
don't
take
think
along?
I don't know. No, because it's a while now. We were going to do this a long time ago. I could remember. I didn't have, no license. Didn't have to show my license.
No passport?
Didn't show nothing, no. All they're interested in is the car registration book.
Right.
Because it's the car that's being taxed, not you.
Ah, okay.
I guess.
Okay. Yeah.
I guess. Now, if I'm wrong, forgive me, but I'm sure I'm right on this one. It's the other story. We need everything.
Right. For me, I just take all that basic stuff. I carry my driving license anyway, because it's picture.
Right.
It's not. What's the picture?
What? For what?
For your driving license. Yeah, the picture.
Oh, we'll get there in a minute.
Yeah, so it's a good idea.
Anyway. And the older the car, the less you have to pay for the. It says you get 10% off. After 6 years, another 10%. So it can work out cheaper every time you go, which I thought it'd be the other way around. The older it gets, the more you have to pay, because they have to mend things, or I don't know how that works. But it does get cheaper, and it depends on the car size, the engine size, 2 litre cars, 3 litre cars, vans, etc., etc. That's it. The inspection actually costs 200 baht and just takes a few minutes. They verify the car number and check the license, blah, blah. Oh, yeah, they check the registration number, make sure it matches.
Well, it makes sense.
Absolutely, make sure it's your car. If your vehicle passes the test, you're issued a certificate and you go around and get it. It's as simple as that. I mean, I don't know if there are other ways of doing it, whether you can do it by post or...
So take us through from the very point you drive your car.
All right, you're driving along, da-da-da-da-da, and you see this I keep thinking PRB. You see the picture of it, and that's the MOT thing. Get that done, then
so
you just.
What do you have to do? Do you have to go and give your book first?
Oh well, then you no. The mechanic will go like that, thumbs up, and that's it, and then you take the book to a counter.
So they give you a piece of paper to say it's passed?
No, because it's right in front of the counter. It's all there. So they know the car. I guess they tell the person behind the counter, this is the car. Then you just give the documentation and you pay the 600 and whatever baht it is, and you're good to go.
Right, so it's basically the same process I go through.
Yeah, but you took yours 2 days.
Yeah, because they sent something away, because they had to get the tax disc. Because they had to send my information away to get the taxes. That's why I had to wait.
Because you're not at the central place.
Correct.
So whereas us, you just go around the corner, toll booth lanes, green light, red light, and the queuing, and you just go, when the next car's gone, you go. And it's just like paying a toll. You just give them but you need that blue book registration thing.
Okay. So inspection costs 200 baht.
Yeah, you got it here. Yeah, we've gone over it really quick. And bikes are the same. That's it, really.
So you do exactly the same process for a bike?
Yeah, the bikes are parked in the queue.
In the same queue as the cars?
Yeah.
Wow. Okay. All right. Okay, so the next part we're going on to is
a bit more complicated.
is getting a driving license.
Yeah.
So you can use an international driving license as a tourist, but if you've been in the country for 60 days or more, then you're supposed to get a Thai driving license. Mm-hmm. Having a valid driving license from your home country will make the process of getting a Thai driving license easier. With a valid license, you won't be required to take the theory or practical exams.
Well, no. Is that what I wrote?
That's what you wrote.
Yeah, it's wrong. No, a little bit wrong. If you have a license from your own home country or an international license, and you're applying for the first time for a Thai driving license on bike or car, you have to take the practical test.
Right.
But if you've got those licenses, you have to take...
What is that practical test?
Yeah, well, the car one, I've had different reports. You just drive around a square and do a bit of parallel parking, a bit of reversing, and it's very... It's no drama, but the car's really old, apparently.
Okay.
And the bike, all I know is that the guy I know that did it, he says the instructor was talking to the next person when I was going round, didn't even look at me. So I think it's a matter of just going around the course and getting back in one piece. But he did say he had to go over a plank of wood that was so wide. He says he wasn't Evel Knievel.
Right.
And as long as you don't fall off, and go in and out some slalom cones, slalom through some cones.
Because I remember a friend of mine did their driving test and failed. And
on what?
On a car.
Oh yeah, why?
Because they said she couldn't drive straight. I never forget.
Good move.
My jaw just dropped. What? You get failed because you couldn't drive in a straight line? Yeah. That's a damn good reason.
Blimey, go on then. So you need stuff.
Okay.
Yeah. So let's take the example that you have an international license or a license from your home country, and you're applying for the first time for a Thai driving license.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. So if you wish to be able to drive both cars and motorcycles in Thailand, then you'll have to apply for 2 separate driving permits.
Yeah, you can't have one license covers all.
Right. Is that the same in the UK?
No. Could be now.
I
haven't lived in the UK for 36 years.
All right, okay. So we don't know.
No, they had candles in the
headlights.
In the
comments, remind us. Yeah.
My handbook was Roman numerals.
You can get them at the same time at the Land and Transport Office. If it is your first time getting a Thai driving license, you'll be issued a temporary permit valid for 2 years. When the first 2 years are nearly up, you can make another trip to the Department of Land and Transport and get a regular license, which is valid for 5 years.
Yeah.
So, what do you need?
Well, you need your passport. Well, this is for someone that's in a position of, like, I guess, non-immigrant B status. right? Not a resident, not a permanent resident. Just, you need passport along with non-immigrant visa, copies of the first page of the passport. You can get all this online, all right? Copies of the page containing the valid non-immigrant visa, copies of the page containing the last entry stamp into Thailand, and your TM6 departure card even.
All right, which we hear is going to be stopped.
Yeah, and a letter of address certified from the Immigration Bureau or from the applicant's embassy dated within 30 days of application, or a work permit with a signed copy. So normally people bring their work permit.
Just to clarify, you said non-immigrant B visa, it's a non-immigrant visa.
Yeah, okay, cool. A health certificate issued at a clinic or hospital dated within 30 days of the application. When I went there, there's a little hole-in-the-wall doctor that I went in there. He said, stand up, sit down, sign here, give me 60 baht.
Right, wow.
No, he did say, put your hand up. But it was very, you did something that's slightly a bit more in depth, didn't you, when you went for yours? Didn't you do it? When did you get a health certificate?
I do it for my work permit.
Oh, no. Well, all right. Well, with the car one,
it's
no, it's not the same
to say whether you get diseases and things.
Yeah. So this is very, very simple, and you're not going to fail it. Well, unless you're crippled or something. I suppose. I said, why do you want me to stand up? And he says, to see if you've got legs. I said, they're a bit short, but
I wondered that myself sometimes.
I know they're short, but they are legs. They're joined to my hip. Okay, so do you want to carry on with that, or?
Okay, so get your get your Thai driving license at the Department of Land and Transport. Submit your documents. Once the documents have been approved and stamped, you'll need to complete and pass all the tests, which we'll go into in a moment.
Yeah.
You should be. It should be noted that applicants who already hold a driver's license for their own country or an international driving license do not need to take the practical test,
which
we just
mentioned.
And things that they look at colour blindness.
This is what you all have to do, unless you're just renewing a license, which is easy.
Yeah, so they look at peripheral test, reflex test, depth perception test, theory test. Now, all of this costs 650 baht. Now, when you do these tests, it's really quite the one for the peripheral test is really quite difficult because you see you're supposed to see little lights, but it is actually quite difficult because if you place because you have to put your head on something. Yeah. If it's just a little bit behind, how are you going to see it? So you have to manage your chin level.
She said to me, see the lights, what colour? I went, what lights? Really? And then there's the one with the depth perception, or what do we call it? What's we call it? And it's a wooden plank of wood or something, and then you've got to bring one forward and one back, and then when they're together, you stop.
Yeah.
And so I guess within a couple of inches, you're okay there, right?
Right. Well, it's an interesting test. And you also had a theory test.
Well, now here's the theory test. Yeah, it used to be like 25 questions, computerized, multiple choice.
Right.
But the questions were so... I mean, I can't do it off the cuff, but it was something like,
Very open, yeah.
Well, yeah, but you couldn't understand what the question was. Like, if coming right overhead, top left or right or no. And you go, pardon? And you just tick one because you have no idea.
You got a time limit on it, haven't you?
And you got a time limit, and you got to get, it used to be, I think, 25 questions, you had to get 23 right. Now, and this is hot off the press, there is, it says improvement that has been made to the introduction of a harder, so why is it an improvement? Harder theory test in an effort to improve road safety, a new test effective since June 2014. So I took my one before that. Requires students to, requires the students, they call it, means you applying for the license, 50 questions.
Wow.
Yep, instead of the old 30, so it wasn't 25, so whatever. You'll need to score 45 questions correctly to pass, which means a passing grade of 90% instead of the old 75%.
And they're multiple choice questions.
Multiple choice, four answers. Now, there is a website that you'll see at the bottom here, or in front, or wherever, of where you can see what these questions are. So you can learn them basically, or study them, which is good because you are going to learn to do it. It's not cheating in any way. And there's 3 parts to this website: Thai driving theory test 1, test part 2, test part 3. And the website is under there, look. So
and then you have to go and watch a movie. Yeah.
Oh, man.
You have to sit for.
Yeah,
for
I read
40,
somewhere it
40
says 2-hour movie. It's nowhere near 2 hours.
You cannot leave the room.
No,
cannot leave the room. So everybody has to watch this movie.
Everyone does in batches, don't they? They go,
yes,
they do
right.
the video, and they move them all through. It works well.
I think it's very well organised.
Yeah, absolutely. But it's a Thai movie in subtitles, I think. I did once did the voiceover for it.
Uh-huh.
I did a voicing in English for it.
Oh, really?
And they used to play it down there. Once upon a time in the land of the dinosaurs. Right. Anything else?
No,
oh, yeah, and then you go there and they take a picture of you. To go on the card, to go on your license. Mm-hmm. And something that I learned, these Thai driving licenses are worth it because when I went to England, they've changed. I have a really old British license, English, British,
yeah, the paper
whatever.
one,
yeah, but it's the green paper one,
yes,
issued in 73, I think it was. And now you need it linked with your national insurance number and everything else to rent a car.
Right.
So I rang them up from Thailand and said, look, I haven't got a national insurance card. I can't find it. I'm not even beginning. I tried. And it says, what were your first 10 employees? This is about 50 years ago. So I asked them to flag me when I came in, Eurocar or whatever it was. And they said, oh, we made a note. You just sign a waiver. So when I went there, they hadn't got any note or any waiver, and they were, well, we'll do it. And I just then pulled out my Thai driving license. I said, well, would this make things easier? And they said, that's perfect.
All right, because it's in English as well.
Yeah, it's got to be in English, yeah. And they all are. And I've known since people have been all around the world on a Thai driving license renting cars. So that is worth something.
Absolutely.
Yeah, you don't need the old British license anymore.
And also, if you're doing your test, I mean, my daughter, she's looking at doing her test. To do it in the UK, it is a lot of money because you have to have so many lessons, yeah, and then you go and do your
compulsory lessons.
Yes. And then you do your test, and then you pass. But here it's an awful lot cheaper.
But when I did it, my dad taught me.
Faster,
my dad taught me to drive, and then I just went to the test centre to get test. Have they changed that then? Is that what you're saying? Or if you go through a school of motoring, like the British School of Motoring, they probably set it all up for you. I reckon you still don't have to go to a school to learn. You can just go for your test.
In the UK, I would certainly recommend it, yeah. But a very quick story.
Oh, cool.
When I passed my test all these years ago...
it was in Roman numerals.
Yes, it was, yeah. And I got out of the car, the guy said, oh, by the way, you've passed. And I'm going, yes, 17 years old.
Yeah, lovely. Good
and I
feeling
got out,
there.
and I went to the pavement, and 2 old women were walking along the road in Glasgow, and they said, did you pass your test, son? And I went, yeah. Oh, well done.
Yeah.
Well
it was a
done.
big thing, wasn't it?
I didn't even know them.
I know. My mum went shopping round the corner. I drove up in a Mini because you had a provisional license, so you could drive the car, but always had to have someone with a license, with the L plates on. So we just drove and got back, and Mum came out of the supermarket, and she had this cart full of shopping. I said, why did you buy all that? She said, I don't know. I was so nervous for you. I was just throwing anything in. And then that passed, and the ritual tearing up of the L plates, and then I nearly wrote the car off on the first night.
I wonder if you, well, ask you, do you have to have L plates here?
No, I've never seen them.
Yeah, L plates are good because you can see there's some nutter in front if he doesn't know how to drive.
Well, that would be an interesting question, which maybe we should have researched, but we haven't, is can you learn to drive on the roads in Thailand? Like in England, as long as someone sat next to you that's got a license and you've got L plates on, you can drive on the roads, correct?
Producer?
I don't think Jet knows. No. Well, put it this way, I've never seen L plates.
I've never seen L plates either.
No, I think they should be on all cars. All right, well, I hope that's been of some use. I mean, obviously, if you are doing all this, just Google it like I did to give you this information, and you've got it there. But it's not that difficult. Oh, one thing, when you're renewing your driving license, you still have to go through all those tests, not the theory test, though. And no practical test. But you have to go through the peripheral thing, the colour blindness.
Right,
you have to do that. But you don't have to do the other two.
It's 5 year.
Yeah, but you haven't got that 50-question mammoth test. When I did it, I went in, there was 2 sessions in the morning and 2 in the afternoon. Well, I failed 2 in the morning, had lunch, came back for the 3rd one, and I was with my sister-in-law, and she said, I knew you passed. I said, why? She said, I could hear you going, yes, because the whole thing lights up like you've won a lot. It's like a fruit machine. You go, ding dong, ding dong. And you go, yeah, I got it. And she said, yeah, I knew you passed.
How many times can you resit?
Yes, as many as you want. I think that was 3 times. I think you can only do 4 in a day, so you come back next day. And of course, as the Phalanx will say, it was hit and miss in those days. Really, you were answering questions, you had no idea what the question was. But apparently they've got a bit better, and you can now do the research. So you can at least prepare for it.
Okay, so we've got the links in the description as well.
Absolutely.
So you can have a look at this.
Right, that's about it for now. That was quite good.
Yeah, I enjoyed it.
Yeah. I hope you understood it. And don't forget, please subscribe if you haven't already. Also, like and share.
What was it? Like?
LSL, wasn't it? Like share. Oh, no.
Well,
my brain's
he
going.
He did it before and he looked silly, so he's just not doing it again.
No, I knew the share bit. That's all I'm going to do for you.
Okay, so we're on Facebook, we're on YouTube, obviously. Please subscribe or like our page. We're also on Twitter. And
we've got some good stuff coming up.
We're
out and about. Out and about's gone wild.
Yeah.
Because we're covering Halloween in Thailand, Guy Fawkes Night in Thailand, and we've got a... Goldcret, circumnavigating.
Fantastic interview with one gentleman.
Hopefully.
He was very, very good.
He was very, very good, and that's something.
He grabbed us, and then we grabbed him.
Yes, absolutely. So that's about it.
Yep.
Yeah. Thanks for joining us. I hope you liked it.
See you soon.
Bye.